Right? Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If anybody has any cell phones, please put them on silent. All right. We'll get going here. Minutes.
Move to approve the minutes dated July 14th, 2026.
Can I have a second?
I will second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard, carried. All right, expenditures.
Make a motion that we authorize the payment of the bills from fiscal year 2026 and 2027. The A fund vouchers number 497 through 538, amount of $161,528.03. From the F and G fund vouchers 157 through 169, the amount of $22,381.74. And from the TNA fund voucher 22,108.19.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. I just want everybody to know that from the A fund, the 161 is so large because 142,000 of that is from the D Street project, curb cutting paving. And we are looking at CHIPS money to reimburse on that, or at least a large portion thereof. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None heard, carried. All right, treasurer's report. We have the first quarter, March through May for sewer, which is the G fund. All right. You guys can see the expenditures and revenues on the support page. Any questions on that? We've got extras that we can hand out to if anybody else wants some. All right, next up, go ahead.
Oh, I was considered to accept the treasurer's
Oh,
report.
I want to get to the water fund next. Sorry. Next up is water fund. Again, we're on track. Any questions?
I was gonna say, I appreciate seeing the report, it's really helpful. It would help if there was just one line or two. Like a commentary on here's how we're running, et cetera.
Okay,
That adds to the numbers.
so here's the commentary for these, right, is we are on track.
Yes.
We're gonna see on the sewer fund for next quarter, that's gonna jump up because we're gonna be paying the our portion for the water treatment, the sewer treatment plant.
I still find it helpful when looking back at reports to have it printed on.
Absolutely. Okay.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
And I apologize that I can't remember right now. Does this reflect the increased rates yet, or will that be in the next quarter that we'll see?
Should be in the next quarter
Okay.
because we haven't implemented them yet.
Okay.
At that time. Okay, any other questions on the treasurer's report? Mike?
Oh, now you're.
All
I move to accept the treasurer's report.
right, can I have a second?
I have a second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard? Motion carried.
And our thanks to our treasurer.
Yes.
Yes. Great.
All right, privilege of the floor. Going once. Going twice.
You updated.
Okay, oh, yeah, yeah, go ahead, Mike.
So
Yeah,
you're on the-
they're on the agenda, so.
Oh, so we got a new TV finally, which only had it in storage for a year, but we finally got that one up. And didn't give Dan much time to get it working, but I guess it came together good. So downstairs in our new boardroom downstairs, we got our 75-inch mega TV.
Wow. We may have to go down there for one.
Yeah, very shortly, the next thing I've been talking to Deanna, we gotta work out because the big TV would be behind the way you're sitting now. Because my idea was, I wanna be able to project our agenda, everything on the TV so the audience can see it.
Mhm.
I think we're gonna use the TV that you had in here and set that up for Zoom. Well, we gotta get that one figured out and That's not my area of expertise, so I rely on Dan a little bit to help us with that. So then you guys, I mean, feel free to use it anytime, but we had our first board meeting there, very nice, and, we got our speed camera for speed control finally, we got a trailer bill, we got everything, but they shortchanged us some parts, and they finally all came in. You would think they'd send the brain and everything with it, but of course they don't. They forgot to package it, so we finally got that, so that's gonna be out next week. Put it into service, so we'll start monitoring roads and eventually we'll filter down so you guys can use it.
Right.
Other than that, we're working on, gonna get this outside closed over our HVAC units. As you notice, we got blacktop and we're gonna have more, probably 4 or 5 more handicap parking right out the back of the building coming up very shortly. It's blacktop now. So we're, making strides there. And then on your chip money, do you guys, we filed today for chips. Is your schedule different than ours?
Our schedule's different,
Yeah. Your calendar year is different.
right?
Yeah.
Did you guys get all your paving done?
We did, we can file, which I didn't realize, so we haven't filed in the past, but I talked to the lady from Chips, she came down. We can file 4 times a year, which I didn't realize. So we filed, because I want to get that money into interest bearing as soon as we can, so we filed because we spent over half of our money, so. We'll have that in a month or so, she said, and we'll get it in interest bearing, and then we can file again at the end of the season.
Great.
So that's all I have.
Thanks, Mike. Reed?
I'll hop up back here. My report to you tonight is a bit short, like me. And that is because the county legislature is on vacation. this
Really?
month. We are indeed on vacation. Who knew?
We've never had arguments about that, have we?
We've never taken vacation like that either.
You all know how I feel about it. You all know how I voted. It is what it is.
We know, Reed, that's why
Yeah.
we're.
I know. But want to point out a few things to you while our business is on pause, been able to get out in the community quite a bit, interact with constituents, both on listening tour as well as various events. Was able to get out at the ADA 36th anniversary celebration of the weekend. That was great. A lot of community nonprofits that are really working to advocate for those with disabilities in the community. So it was really great to get out there and talk to people there. Was attended TC3 Board of Trustees meeting, which I typically do every month. I'm the legislative liaison to that board, so those sorts of boards go on as is typical. Everybody wants to know how things stand with the county budget. We are approaching in that direction. I know about as much as you do. Again, it's a bit frustrating to stand here and not be on business for the month of July, because then it's a bit hard to get information, definitive information as to where we are with numbers. I've heard estimates ranging from as little as, 7 million to as large as 13. I suspect the final number will be somewhere in the middle. Don't quote me on that. It's nothing for certain. That's just the ranges I've heard. So as soon as I know more information about that, I will convey that to you as quickly as I can. But I suspect we're all kind of learning together on that as things develop. News broke today. We are welcoming a new deputy county administrator. Her first name is Tara and her last name is Adams. She's comes from Broome County to us. So there'll be a new face in legislative committee meetings and out and about in the community. So she is our new deputy county administrator, supporting Michael in everything that he's doing. Probably seen quite a bit in the news about what's going on with the city, with the county collecting property taxes paid by the city. We got to get our money. That's money that is owed to the county. It's estimated approximately 3 million in back taxes that are owed to Cortland County, including about 1.5 in foreclosed or foreclosing properties. So the county will be taking over all the administration for the foreclosing process and the auction process and everything. So we take that away from the city. It aligns everything up with the same collection schedule throughout the county. So everybody's on the same collection schedule there. The city won't get the interest that they have gotten on keeping those owed taxes, but ultimately that's the county's property tax money that we need to get. So if you have any further questions on that, happy to talk more offline about the intricacies of that, what's going on there. other than that, hope to schedule another District 10 meeting for the month of August, so stay tuned on that. That's all I got for you. Happy to answer your questions. Yep.
Does anybody have any other questions for me? All right. Moving on. Old business. We've got Ashley and Melanie from the IDA BDC that's gonna give us an update on the DRI Small Project Fund.
Yeah, so we don't have it, it doesn't look like there's a lot going on, but we've still been picking away at the environmental requirements on the hind end. So asbestos testing has started when we received some results from a couple of them. They should be hopefully being finished up next week with the last 3 or 4 project sites. And we also they are requiring hazardous materials certification, so on each site, basically saying that there's no radioactive materials contamination. So we found an engineering site, we're gonna work with them, and they have got 5 of those projects scheduled within the next week to get down and check them out. And once this rolls, we'll get all that information back to the state and they'll approve us for the next step. So it's just a lengthy process this part, so.
What's the next step after that?
So it'll go to the state and then we'll put all the projects back out to bid and then try to meet our MWBE requirements, which is a 30% requirement over the overall all of the DRI projects, and then we can get rolling, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna ask you a question, but I realized that when people ask me that question about when is construction starting, I always hem and haw. Because you just can't control the state
Yeah,
and you can't control the contractors,
Yeah.
so. I won't ask you that question because I know.
Well,
you
that's
can't.
kind
He'll
of
just
what-
put it out there lengthily.
Yeah, yeah, and working with so many of these engineering, well, not even engineering, just some of the hazardous materials and stuff like that is just a lengthy process, finding one that's willing to accept the project and certify it, and then sending the testing off, it's a lot of back and forth, so. I do have a little checklist if anybody's interested, and
Yes,
I'm happy to hand it out and leave it. So you can kind of see what all goes into what we've been working on, making sure that none of the projects are in the coastal zone and they're not in the floodplain and all sorts of things, so.
Nice.
Again, a lot of back end on this project, so.
so, because I know a lot of our residents are gonna ask, and again, it's because of the state. And some of these other things that have to be done. Trust me, I know the people on the projects, and I know the IDA BDC really want to get this going as quickly as we can.
Yeah, we like to check it off as quickly as we can as well,
Yeah.
so.
Alright,
I think the important note is that if you're doing a $10 million project or a $70,000 project. Basically, the parameters are the same. You need RFPs, we need RFP the asbestos, try to hunt down an MWBE. Asbestos tester, and then they send out this crazy, the qualification that basically says you sign off that there's never been any contamination, any hazmat, this
Radioactive
radioactive. Now, who said it, so finally got a firm in Syracuse, it's gonna come down and do that, but kind of the hurdles for
Yeah.
baby projects are the same as that, so.
alright,
I did, since we're here,
Yes.
Melanie Velarde, Ashley Reelman from the IDA, I think I met most of you, but I did just want to give you a little synopsis on what we're doing too. I think it's exciting news for the community with the housing. We have Reagan Development coming in, 68 units going down. Of course, these are in Cortlandville, but still, they're out of the Hudson Valley, family owned. Build and manage these properties and operate them for years. They've been in existence for 30 or 40 years. It's 2 brothers and 2 sons that run the organization. They have 2 properties in Broome County. So they'll be putting a shovel in the ground September, hoping to have occupancy in December of 27. So that will be good, and include in that it's a 6,000 square foot build out for childcare.
oh,
So if you know anybody that's looking to own their own childcare facility, It's a sore subject in this community, but much needed now, so it would be a great opportunity. They're looking for someone, in fact. On another note, I'll do another plug tomorrow morning at 9:30. I just came from the meeting with the New York State Department of Labor Commissioner Roberta Reardon. We had a roundtable discussion at Parker School on childcare, but tomorrow she's gonna be at Center for the Arts at 9:30 to talk about the New York State impact, the budget impact on the Cortland County community. And then she's gonna focus a little bit on workforce. So anybody that has an opportunity can get to that. We also have the senior housing, looks like they're gonna put a shovel in the ground maybe by fall, and that'll be on River Street in the city of Portland. But that'll be another great asset to us. Of course, we've been working with your group here from Arbor Brook Flats, trying to get them some help in funding between the grants and the wills and some maybe possible sales tax exemption. We have a small project in Cincinnati, 138 Central Ave is another 8 units on Fisher Ave. Gillette Skirt Factory is down off of by the hospital there, and that's been talked about for years. Had a few more conversations with that development group. So hopefully we're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel on housing, but your project at Arbor Brook Flat certainly be a nice little plug. So
Melanie.
any other questions for?
Yes, what are the size of the homes that Reagan Construction is doing?
1, 2, 3 bedroom. They
Okay,
will have a superintendent on site. So there will be 68 units total, 57 will be affordable housing based on income. But I mean, the parameters, I think 75 grand or something like that. And then they also will have 11 supported for visual impaired, hearing impaired, and they will be supported by Springbrook, which is a local nonprofit. They're in Central Ave, I think, in Cortland. So it will be a nice addition. They have a great website. You can see any of their developments. I think it'll be a huge asset to our community. You can find somebody to run that daycare, it'll be a bigger plus. So
absolutely. Jack or Dan, do you have any questions for Ashley or Melanie? I know it's kind of out of sequence, but that way they don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting.
Not that I can make them right now.
Yeah, a little bit. All right.
and
Thank you.
Always reach out if you do that, if you think of something.
Okay.
Happy to take calls and.
Melanie, when's the next Micron committee meeting?
It's gonna be in September, but we have not scheduled a date yet,
Okay.
so.
the
Good check.
meeting smaller with the tri-counties, the surrounding Oswego, Cayuga, Madison. We had a meeting yesterday. So some good stuff is coming out of that. Of course, Oswego is really closer, almost an Ananda. They're 8 miles from the center of that. So they're seeing a lot of growth as far as funding for infrastructure and the like. But that's been a great group to come together on talking about housing and infrastructure and how us outlying counties can work together to continue to try to grab some of that. So
Thank you.
thank you. Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
us.
everyone.
All right, next up on grant updates, Dan for the Newton Waterworks water tank and pump stations.
This one is on solid ground, which I'm much happy about. So the water tank, we secured a $4 million loan from EFC. We're drawing down on that as the project is moving forward. As you can see later in the agenda, we're doing a resolution for a notice to proceed for preload to start 3 o'clock. I believe it's 400+ days, but construction on that water tank won't happen until next season anyway. But we need to get the notice to proceed, and the mayor has to sign up some documents. The pump station, we also have secured financing. It's a hardship loan. So the loan for water tank is at market rates, but the loan for pump stations is actually at 0%. EFC has not closed that loan, so we can't draw down from it, but that's pending probably sometime this fall. Well, definitely before the end of the year. We are again in the agenda. We're submitting again for a WIA grant and a CRIP grant. WIA is 50%, CRIP is about 80% for the pump station. So we'll see if we can manage that. Back to the water tank. Again, where it's about $4 million loan, but we also have a WIA grant that's 2.5. That's going to come, that will come off the top when we finally close. We also have a Portland County application for another $1 million that hopefully we can secure and put that against, so the hit to the taxpayers won't be as burdensome. So that's where those two projects stand.
Does anybody have any questions for Dan about the Newton Waterworks or tank pump stations grants as they stand right now, the projects? So bottom line, we're looking at the water tank to start next year if things go smoothly. Yes, knock on wood. All right. Playground equipment at Griggs Field.
Have a meeting this Thursday with the head of that group out of Syracuse, up at 38 Exchange Street right now. But you're supposed to talk to them before you put in an application. Also, the application due date is the 28th of August, so there's some
So-
time.
I know there was some concern about that. There was a mix up in numbers. One of the concerns was it was gonna be the 8th of August. It's actually the 28th of August, so we are tracking on that. Locations have been scouted at the Griggs Ball Field. And I think the one spot that's been laid out, which is closer to Hudson Street, in between the two smaller fields, is gonna be the best spot for it. More to follow on that. Any other questions? Tim, anything you want to add on the playground equipment or anybody else? Okay. Final, for Dan, dam removal.
Well, council, the mayor and I had a talk yesterday. I decided we should take a maximalist approach to this dam removal. And just go ahead and do an RFP. We've spent nearly 50,000 and received reimbursement 50,000 due to with our engineering report and the mandated muscle survey that DEC had us do. So I'm gonna go get the RFP, get bids in, see what those costs are. Anticipating it may be 100K more than what was initially thought of budget, but that budget was put together back in, I believe, 2019.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a little brass tacks talk with DC to see if we can up that budget. And also we're in talks with Albany International. It's on they're adjacent to their property. It's originally their dam, so to speak. They have mentioned that they may be interested in offsetting some costs. So once we get their RFP out, get bids back in, we'll sit down and talk with them as well.
One of the issues that's holding this up is we are pretty much the only entity that cares about this dam. The reason we care is because we want to make our portion of the western Neoga usable for kayakers, canoers, recreation. That dam is a danger. So, you know, DEC and Albany International are kind of good right now as things stand. Albany International has some other concerns which we can address later. But that's why this is kind of going slow, as we're trying to get rid of some of our other projects. And really, we don't have any active partners on the dam project that are anxious to get this going besides us. So we're working on it. We finished out some of our other grants. We finished our sidewalk grant. We're just waiting on reimbursement for that. We finished our linear park, which is the Hodge Riverwalk Park grant. So those are two significant grants that we finished out. And we're knocking out some of these other ones now that we've got a little bit more breathing room on this.
Oh, that's salt shed too.
Oh, yes, and we closed out the salt shed. Thank you, Dan. Yes, Melanie.
May I add? I find it interesting on that dam because I've been trying to get in touch with Albany International, and as you knows, the IDA owns 14 acres across the river from there. We are finally in receipt of almost $600,000 in grants to replace that bridge. My concern has been, you're gonna spend 600,000 and the easement is about 4 feet from the porch of that home. So I wanted to talk to Albany International about the possibility of moving that bridge down, but I can't get anybody, so. If you can take that into consideration, and in addition to that, the REDC Regional Economic Development Council is looking at applying for like a $40 million grant for blueways and waterways, they're calling it, running from Lake Ontario over to Canastota. And of course, our little Cortland is a little orphan down here, but we have the Neoga that goes, that's tying in their DRA money from Homer to Cortland to Marathon now with New York Forward. So we're looking for projects. What are we talking? 2 million or 200,000 or $200?
Oh, probably anywhere from 250 to 350, maybe 400, depending.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we put it out to RFP, so we can get a number.
Yeah.
And then we can see what the difference is and start, shaking the trees, to get the difference. made
Yeah,
up.
it'd be good to have that discussion, because I really think if you think of the marketability, and I don't know where that we're going on that acres, that 14 acres, that I know the board has had conversation, but I think the board has changed since then. But the marketability of that 14 acres, when you come off 81 to be able to go across the bridge versus going through somebody's back deck or something. So I'll reach out
Yeah.
to Dan, but I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. I'm gonna throw that in that grant thing, so we'll be in touch on that.
Yeah, Albany International had some, management changes in our area, so. We were aware of that. We were waiting for them to get resettled before we re-engage with a new team.
You know, they're down to 19 employees. They laid off 21 employees a couple weeks ago. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been trying to get through.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. New business. Okay. We have the So Good ice cream. We're being advised that the So Good ice cream, also Smash and Dip Burger Company is submitted its application to the New York State Liquor Authority for an on-premise liquor license to be used in regard to 5 Northwest Street. This is the standardized notice form providing 30-day advance notice, which is in accordance with section 110B of the Alcohol Beverage Commission. Now, unfortunately,
I
our
have to
attorney,
make
Mr.
my
Kilmer,
disclosure. This is my liquor license application, not personally, but I'm the attorney for this.
Yes,
license
I see your name
application.
in there.
I submitted this to the mayor, so I have to recuse myself from this.
so, this is just a notice of intent, for us. So if you guys have any issues, let me know. Or if your residents have issues, let me know and we will formulate a response if it's so required. Okay. Next up, Dan.
As we discussed earlier, you can see the email from Jacqueline, from BNL laying out the first amounts of the grants. Both these applications were due yesterday. So what we already discussed, but I wouldn't mind getting the boards say so that it's okay to put these applications forward and just to get that on the record. That would be appreciated.
Can I get a motion?
I will make the motion to approve the submission of those grant applications.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None heard, carried. All right.
And further, there'll be a discussion at the end of the year, which we lock down that 4 million and see where the grants are. To actually how large of a pump station project do we actually want to do? So
So we are pretty set finance wise on the water tank. All right, we're good. The pump stations are the next project as we look at our water and sewer improvement. Our big pump station it's quite the project. So these grants are gonna be key to see how much we can actually do with all of our pump stations. All right, sad news time. You guys saw my email, so you know how I feel about it. That Mary Ellen will be leaving us. You know, just because 10 minutes from home, you know.
I know.
That's-
Can we just not accept her?
Yeah.
Tell her she has to stay. She's gonna stay. Well, she's got.
I tried to convince her to just move to Homer.
Yeah,
I
well,
know.
yeah, well, yeah, a little hard with the farm, that's, so, yeah, I'll need a motion to accept Mary Ellen Stevens' resignation letter.
Regretfully, go
With
ahead.
regret, I make a motion to accept the resignation letter.
Okay, can I have a second?
I will second regretfully.
All right, we're not discussing this, any, all in favor, say aye. Aye, any opposed?
yes,
Yeah. All right. Now, the positive side, so Mary Ellen has offered her services as an independent contractor. While we are in the process of looking. If we can't find one, but also to assist with the transition. So I would entertain a motion to approve Mary Ellen Stevens as an independent contractor at her rate of $35 an hour.
Do you want to cap on the number of hours per month?
10 hours, well, it's 10 hours, I think.
40 hours? a
About
month?
10 hours a week.
10 hours a week, 40 hours a month.
Or should we say 50 just in case?
I got it. Well, go ahead. What do you want to do?
We can either do 50 or, we have 2 board meetings a month, so we can always increase as we need. If
This will be monitored very closely.
We could go higher, $100.
Have it 45.
Yeah. We do, how about we do 40 hours a week?
There we
Yeah,
go.
there we
There we
go.
go.
All right. Let's start with 40 hours a month. And we can adjust as we need.
I make a motion that we extend the offer of independent contractor to Mary Ellen Stevens for business related to the treasurer position. At a maximum of 50 hours per month. And do you want me to state the rate?
Yes, at 30.
At $35 an hour.
I cheerfully second.
Exactly.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None heard. Motion carried.
I like it. Edit it as you went.
All right. Approve the village clerk as interim village treasurer, and no, he does not get
No.
in this. That's
No,
Uh-huh.
So moved.
second.
Sorry.
We're not having no
Cheerfully.
discussion.
I cheerfully second that.
Yeah. He doesn't. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None heard. Sorry, Dan.
yeah,
All right. All right, Dan, you want to talk about this one, the bank account change from community grant New York to general fund savings?
so we have a savings account, community grant in New York that a lot of different grants ran through. But it is an interest bearing account and would behoove us to switch that to a general fund savings account. Things like the fire contract we just received from the town, we can put it in there and leave it and let it set to what we're gonna use it for next year. So I would recommend that this title get changed. We can always open up another grant account when need be.
We're just changing the name.
Just change the,
Got it.
Any other questions? All right, I would entertain a motion to approve the bank account changes.
Make a motion that we approve the bank account change from community grant New York to general fund savings.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard. All right, we've got the Brockway Truck Preservation Association Truck Show coming up. They have asked to be able to use the Hodge Riverwalk Park to load and unload their trucks from their trailers and for additional overflow parking. We have done this in the past. The only thing I have asked this time is we have a great sign up there now, Hodge Riverwalk Park, and to make sure that they don't hit it. They have assured me that they will put barriers around it to protect it. So they have allayed my concerns on that. Mike,
They provide their own insurance. right?
they have to provide us, what's it called, Dan?
DOI. Sherman Church with us additionally insured.
Additional, right. All right, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second.
any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard. All right, Dan, you're up.
Resolution authorizing the notice to proceed for contract number 1A, general construction for the Village of Homer new water storage tank project. Whereas the Village of Homer is the owner of the Village of Homer new water storage tank project. And whereas the village's engineering consultant for this project, Barton Lagutis, DPC, was retained by the village to prepare contract documents for the project to assist the village with bidding the project in accordance with general municipal law, to assist the village with construction administration and construction observation. And whereas Preload LLC has submitted the lowest bid for contract number 1A of the project. And whereas the village awarded contract number 1A general construction of the Village of Homer new water storage tank project to Preload LLC for the base bid in the order amount of $2,587,000. And whereas the village board acknowledges the contract has been signed and executed, now therefore be it resolved, the village board of the village of Homer does hereby authorize the issuance of a notice to proceed to Preload LLC for contract number 1A of the village of Homer new water storage tank project. And be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Move to authorize the resolution.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard. Dan gave you the paperwork, I will,
Yeah, we already have a clean copy.
yeah. I'll make sure I sign the right one.
Yeah, good idea. No oopsies.
Yeah. No takesies, backsies. All right. Comments by the board members? Since Tim,
None.
Mike,
I had a great time walking around the Route 90 sale to meet many neighbors and relatives of neighbors. So it's a great event that the village gets to participate in.
Yeah, probably the same, because I hosted a Route 90 sale. That was very popular. I saw Jack over there, so. And it was nice to see, there was just a lot of people out, and I think this year, a lot of my neighbors did the sales, so it was kind of nice to see from Thursday on, everyone was out and about and in the front lawns, and so it was kind of fun. Exactly, and it wasn't too hot. On the flip side, I was sad to see the rain kind of wash out the Holiday in Homer in the second half of the day. I know, it seemed to have started well, but I appreciated that it ended early enough that everyone, it seemed, was able to get home before the real downpour started, so. That was good. And then I couldn't come up with a really good joke about the Odyssey movie. Just the fact that there's multiple jokes going around online of like a Google map from Troy to Ithaca. And I was like, why don't they have Homer right there on the map, to show? It's where we should have stopped, but I couldn't come up with anything better than that, but I had to say it. So, other than that,
you'll think of something.
I'll think of something good, in like a week or two.
Yeah.
All right.
Elizabeth?
So I was gonna say something else about all the summer events happening in Homer since our last meeting and also for our next, but I bet you're about to say National Night Out is coming up and.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We have our chief on here as well, if he wants to put in a plug with the media here, but National Night Out is coming up next week. That started fairly recently under Chief Pittman. And every year it's grown bigger with more participation and it, helps to fill in like a 12-hour gap where there's nothing else happening on the green. But otherwise, summer is popping here in Homer and it's been so fabulous to see the cooperation between our local nonprofits and our business community and the government to have so many people out enjoying this village. Whether it's at sales or performances or games happening on the courts or music on the green, and we're so appreciative of the folks who come.
So I'm gonna,
If I could, Mayor, hold on one moment. I shortchanged Noah on the agenda, so I'd offer up if he has anything to speak to.
I just have one thing. I want to flash back to the last meeting and Mike's comment about the electric bikes. So I did some looking into this, and also the chief actually posted a flyer on the village Facebook page, and I believe it did appear in the Homer News. I want to make one additional comment on that flyer. It does not explicitly state this, but it is illegal to drive electric bikes on the sidewalk. So just keep in mind that they can be dangerous. I was walking my dog, saw multiple people come flying on the sidewalk in their electric bikes. So it's definitely something that's going on in the village. I just want people to know. Children under the age of 16 cannot ride them, and they are illegal on sidewalks for any age. So
Get off my lawn.
that's all. Not to be a downer, you guys had such great things about.
Paddle bring it back.
We'll bring it back.
Paddle bring it up.
Okay. So I
So,
think it's my job to be a downer.
There you
Right.
go. Yeah.
to continue with the National Night Out, when we were doing our budgets before, National Night Out was one of the festivals that we were gonna cut for budgetary reasons. But because of a great community outpouring And because of the outstanding work by Chief Pittman, National Night Out is continuing this year. So that's amazing. Thank you. Next up, let's see, we already talked about the e-bikes. So we've got National Night Out on the 4th. Then we've got the Brockway Truck Show on the 7th through the 9th, with the parade being on the 8th. So we're gonna have a great downtown
Well,
Main
and
Street
in between that would be the
music on
the
the
music on the
green.
green and the movie on the
And the
green,
movie on the
so
green.
every night next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that is great. Let's see. And I think that's pretty much it for me. I have some things that we need to discuss in exec, but we're gonna end on a high note there. Okay. Questions from the media?
So Good ice cream, does that already exist, or is it?
Yes, it already exists. It's over on 281.
Across from Hobo.
Across from Hobos. So you'll see that they put out some more little seating areas, and I think they advertised wiffle ball fields, I think, Jack. I heard that on the radio. So,
Concerts
Yeah.
every other Thursday.
Yeah, I think they've been partnering with Center for the Arts as well to do concerts, so trying to make it a bit more of entertainment zone. Yes. Around their facility.
And what is the dam? Tell me a little. Can you tell me a
Oh.
little more?
Oh, the dam.
Yeah.
So the dam was actually, historically speaking, was part of the Newton Line Works, which was turn of the century, I think. I'd have to, our village historian can give you, I'm sure, the details on that, yes. And then, which was bought out and later became Albany International. So where those parking lots there are there now, that used to be a building, and that the dam powered the equipment. And then they moved across the road, and the dam just wasn't used anymore, and the buildings came down, so.
But the dam did not.
The dam did not, the dam just kind of degraded, and then they had a blowout on the east side, which caused the river to kind of go around it. So that's part of the reason there's a lot of chunks, it's a danger, it really prevents the river from being used in that section. And you can hit us up
Point on a
on
map.
and there are no endangered mussels there. We know that because we did the study. Twice.
Twice.
Well, now you know.
Okay.
What's that?
Now you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. At
They,
NBC.
DEC changed
Right.
their standards after we did the first one. They were like, it was supposed to be 50 meters up and downstream. And then they changed it to 100 meters up and downstream.
Great.
So. All right. Any other questions, Dan?
Not that.
Okay. All right, unfortunately, we do have to go into
Someone could call Tim on the phone, because I gotta.
Yeah.
everything.
oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we gotta go into executive session for, in accordance with section 105. We're still.
I'm moving over. Any decisions after?
What's that?
Any decisions after?
Right now, say.
Check the YouTube channel.
No, I don't anticipate any decisions yet.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate
Thanks.
it.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Tim, I'll give you a call.
Trying to give me a call. No.
Do we get a motion in a second?
Oh,
Time?
Sorry, 6:43, I make a motion that we go into executive session.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And